So, Captain Marvel has come out. I've seen it. I'm here to review it. Yeah. So, not much needs to be said to get right into this, so we're just going to get right into this. For my first note, I'd like to say that I was surprised at how like the little things that they took from Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay, this is by no means a spoiler. Okay, it's not a spoiler. But some of the things they did in the very little minor things they did in the movie were very similar to Guardians of the Galaxy. The text that appears on the bottom right or left end of the screens, and the jump points, in space. Yeah, I don't know. It's the first thing that I noticed that because this is a cosmic hero, it would make sense that they would take some inspiration from another cosmic movie in the MCU. Anyway, on a quick note, I want to say that I did in fact like Goose, the cat. I don't know. I don't know that much about Captain Marvel, so when the cat finally reveals what it is, I was very surprised. There is one small thing. Small, really? I don't know if it's a small thing, but it's Ronan. I want to talk about Ronan for a quick second. When I saw the trailer, the two main trailers for Captain Marvel had Ronan in it. Okay, at least for one or two shots. Okay, but I'm here to tell you that he's actually not in the movie that much. He honestly just appears in one scene and then fucks off, goes away. That's it. He doesn't actually contribute anything to the story. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was actually excited to see something about Ronan, okay? Maybe I was a little naive in hoping this, but I was hoping that we would get some sort of arc for him that would explain what led to his radicalism in Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, so I don't know. It's just I wouldn't have that expectation if not for Marvel just saying, "Hey, Ronan's in the movie" by putting him in the trailer. So I don't even know if Ronan actually had to be in this movie. It just seems like they wanted to put him in there just to get people to come and see the movie. I don't know. All right, so one thing that I want to make clear in this review, or one thing that I just kind of want to hint at, but I can't go too much into it because it is quite spoilerish. The Skrulls in this movie, I liked where they took them. Okay, the Skrulls and their story and how they are included into this war between them and the Kree. I liked the twist that they put on it this time because if it were like the comics and cartoons, of which I have seen one cartoon, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I've seen that. The Skrull Kree War was in that series, and I don't know. I feel like if they were to have done it exactly like that, then it would have been a bit boring. I guess I don't know. The way they did it in this, I see potential for the future. Like they could really do some interesting things with how they set up the Skrulls in this movie. So there are two things that I want to touch on in this review. I'll really go deep into to explain and talk about in this review. Two things. One of them being the politics surrounding this film, and the second thing being Carol Danvers, the character herself. Okay. When it comes to the politics surrounding this film, I was just going into this. I want to say that I actually was genuinely excited to see this movie, because I'm a fan of the MCU. Okay, but when news articles and Marvel started promoting this film as some great female empowerment movie, and also after hearing Brie Larson's comments on white men, I I'm sorry, I had to take a step back, reevaluate why I was going to see this movie, because it definitely was not for feminism, okay? I was not going into this movie expecting to latch on to a strong female character. I just wanted to learn about this character, whether she's female or not. I just wanted to learn about the character, her place in the MCU, and how she might go up against Thanos, okay? And I also wanted to learn more about, the Kree and stuff, because I know from the cartoon that Captain Marvel it has very strong ties to the Kree. So I wanted to see a lot more of that. Um, so I was not going into it for feminism or any political agenda, okay? Um, and that was one of my problems with not the movie itself, but the promotional strategy that Marvel used for this movie. I don't think it was wise, and I don't think Brie Larson's comments helped at all. Um, but that being said, I don't mind feminism in a movie, okay? As long as they don't put down men, then I'm fine. Feminism all the way. Just as long as the character is great, okay? This is where I get onto the character part of this point of Carol Danvers herself, okay? So I liked her. Okay? She was witty and cracked a couple jokes, which I liked. I like a bit of humor from a character. Not all characters, Batman is not the type of character to crack jokes. But for this character, I think it worked. But one trait in Carol Danvers that I think I liked a lot was her stubbornness. Okay? Now, you can call me a feminist, or you can just call me a Marvel fanboy, sucking their dick, whatever. I don't care. I, for some reason, liked her stubbornness, that rebellious nature that sometimes can work in her favor, sometimes it doesn't. Comes back around and slaps her in the face, as we saw a couple times in the movie, right? So I liked her stubbornness. I think it just really suits her character. But when it comes to a character arc, Carol Danvers really doesn't get one in this movie, because this might tip onto slight spoiler territory. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, I suggest you don't you miss this part of my review. Okay. So spoilers. What ends up happening is Carol realizes that the Kree are not what she thought they were, and she learns to unleash her power. Now, it's hard to explain, okay, because it's hard to explain for me, because her learning about the Kree being corrupt is not too much of a surprise, because we kind of knew that we audiences should already know that from seeing the first Guardians of the Galaxy, right? But at the same time, they can do a lot with that. How her learning this, how does that affect her, right? So they could have done a lot more with that, but it gets her the revelation that the Kree are not what she thought they were, kind of gets brushed over so quickly just to make room in the movie for her to display how powerful she is, right? And I don't know, it's like by the end of the movie, I kind of saw her do the exact thing that I already knew about going into the movie. It's kind of like what was really happening is Marvel was showing the audience exactly what most of us already knew going in, that she was more powerful than any of the other Avengers, maybe not Thor, but or Doctor Strange, I guess. But she is powerful enough to go up against Thanos and probably beat him, right? We all already know this, so I think, I don't know. I guess the way I'd say it is that I felt I left the theater feeling a bit disappointed. Like I wanted to see more of a struggle in herself. She has lived with the Kree Empire for a while, right? She must think pretty highly of them, and this revelation that they're corrupt. I don't know, that can. The first thing that comes to my mind is Captain America: The Winter Soldier. That's something he struggled with, okay? Because since the 1940s, Cap put his faith in the system, in the government. He was a soldier, right? And then, as a soldier, he learns that the thing he's fighting for is corrupt. That's a deep personal struggle. And in this movie, they could have done that with Carol. Sorry, I didn't mean to say Brie. They could have really explored the war between the Skrulls and the Kree, and how this revelation that they're corrupt, like they could have explored how that affects Carol and what she's going to do about it. I don't know, they could have done so much more with that revelation, and that could have been her big character arc, but instead it just becomes her showing us how powerful she is. and I don't know, it just kind of made me feel like this whole movie was designed to promote how powerful the character is, just so we know that she's probably gonna beat Thanos in Endgame. I don't know. I guess they just could have done more with what they had in this movie. But that's my review for Captain Marvel. I wouldn't say it's a bad movie. It's just kind of standard. Okay, you can still have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, that's it. I guess I don't know what review is coming up next for my MCU reviews. It could be Cloak and Dagger or Avengers Endgame. I'm not too sure. But I'll see you in whichever one that is.